All right, so it is currently 3 a.m. I'm currently wearing a face mask. I've got a nice cup of coffee, and I'm sitting down to play some Airport CEO. And just for the record, I feel great. I'm actually quite okay with this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned the fact that face masks, skincare, moisturizers, all that stuff, I happen to really like them because, believe it or not, I don't want to look and feel like a manky old leather boot by the time I'm 30, which is about 3.5 years away. So, guys, honestly, I feel like us dudes are not really known for moisturizers and skincare. Trust me, you will thank me in about 10 years. If you're in your 20s, you should have started 5 years ago. The point is, do it. You will thank me. I guarantee it. Anyway, that aside, completely irrelevant intro to this video aside, it's been about a week since I played Airport CEO last, and I'm not really sure where I left off. So I'm thinking today we're going to make a point of looking at the tutorial panel and seeing what's going on, because we do need to unlock some adjacent land. I do remember that we did get given a bunch of money, as the game tends to do. It does give you the money to actually go ahead and buy some land. So what I'm thinking we maybe do is, I don't remember which one we bought the last time. I'm slightly tempted to grab this one so that we can maybe expand the terminal straight up if we really wanted to. So let's do that. Let's buy that space of land and let's have a little look at the tutorial and see what they need me to do. So get the medium aircraft project done and build a medium runway. That's fine. I am working on some R&D at the minute. We're working on night flights so that we can start having planes coming in around the clock, which would be fantastic to have. So we're going to keep working on that and have that be the focus for the time being. Because to be totally honest, I mean, we are making a little bit of money. I'd say we're making money. I'm pretty sure we're making money. We do have people coming in, and it looks like we're making money. Obviously, you know, we lost a lot there buying a new space of land, but that's fine. Anyway, point is, we are hopefully actually making money. We've got people, you know, going through here. They're going up into security. I really should change the queues for security to not just be these straight lines, but for the most part, it seems like it's working, so it's maybe not too big of a deal. I don't know if I changed these queues in the last episode or if I did them between episodes, but they sort of spiral back and forth now, which is something I know they didn't do originally. But the point is, I'm actually really liking this airport. I really like the design. I know it's really simple. I know it's early days, but I just dig the whole, you know, check in here, go upstairs to security, and then you've got your departures area back here. I like that a lot. I think it's simple, but it just kind of works. So I don't know. I like the whole design. There's space for shops and things like that as well. So hopefully we can get a few of those in here at some point. Obviously we're going to need to unlock them, but we'll do that in time. We should probably get our hands on group 1 done here, as well as getting another project group going at some point as well, so that hopefully in the near future we can have multiple research and development projects going at any one time, which is obviously going to require us to get more administrators and do all that stuff, because we only have 3 right now, so we'll figure that out. In terms of other things, I do want to get a CFO so that we can maybe start modifying some fees, because as it stands, and if you're hearing some noise in the background here, some clicking and all that stuff, I'm trying to get myself comfortable in my chair, adjusting the arms and all that stuff. Why am I'm so off task today. I'm sorry. I want to increase the runway usage cost for small aircraft and sort of bring the prices up for everything a little bit. So that's kind of going to be the plan there. Let's have a little look here and see why these flights are delayed. So you have been serviced and you have been refueled. You have been serviced and refueled. I'm guessing it's just a case of space on the taxiways and maybe space on the, yeah, it looks like the taxiways are just kind of backing up a little bit there. Good news is the R&D project is done, so we can do night flights now, which is fantastic news. We are probably going to want advanced runway lighting, to be totally honest, because night flights. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to go for program group 1 so that we can get a little bit closer to getting this second project group here. And this only takes 6 hours, so it's not too big of a deal. And I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go into staff. I'm going to go into applicants. I'm going to look at executives, and I want to see if we can get a CFO. So we have this, we have Robert here. We're going to hire him. We've got a CFO, which means we can now go into fees and we can just ever so slightly increase things. I'm going to say 600 for small aircraft. I'm going to bring medium aircraft up as far as maybe 1,750. Heavy aircraft, can I go to 3,000? I can. That's quite an increase, to be honest. But let's maybe go 2,850. Small stand parking fee, I'm going to bring that up to 250. Medium stand parking fee is going to be 400. Large stand is going to be 600. Then we'll bring the fuel costs up ever so slightly. I think we'll bring this one up to about there. We can bring the catering meals up to maybe $6. Cabin cleaning we'll do for free. And then passengers, bathroom usage, I don't really care for that. I don't think we need to do that. Passenger handling fees, we're going to bring up to maybe $17, and baggage is $12. Parking, I think we're going to leave kind of as is. So we're bringing our prices up a little bit to try and get a little bit more money. Not that we urgently need it. We are making money. We are doing pretty well with the making of money and all that, but I'd like to make more. Speaking of more money, I do want to have a look at the flight planner, because we do only have a capacity of 25 for the flights. So in theory, eventually, yeah, so there we go. Next Thursday, we're going to start seeing flights coming in much earlier, which means that the rest of the day kind of gets left open a little bit. So I think at some point, we are obviously going to need to get our hands on a much larger air traffic control tower so we can upgrade the number of flights that we can bring in during a day. But on top of that, we need a lot of things, to be totally honest. Let's have a little look here at R&D. So we're almost there with Group 1. We should probably get our hands on another couple of administrators, thinking about it, if we're going to be doing stuff with Group 1. But I guess we will see, is what we'll do. Either way, 90% isn't so bad. Money is still rolling in, no problem. I think what I might do, though, is I'm gonna come in here with a little bit more taxiway, and I'm gonna do this with it, because I think that might be a decent little idea. That might be a way to get aircraft moving around a little bit. And arguably we could do a similar thing here, kind of double up the taxiways a little bit. Not really sure this is necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Is what I'm going to do. We'll let our builders kind of do their thing. I don't know how many builders we actually have at the minute, so that's whatever. Good news is, though, we can go in and, you know, upkeep costs can come down. Repair costs can come down. Increased construction speed could be useful. So let's go ahead and get the advanced runway lighting. I know the goal at the minute is medium aircraft, but I want the advanced runway lighting. And I'm going to hire 4 more administrators, is what I'm going to do. So let's see here. Let's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll get you 4. We're going to go in here and say 5 of them working on advanced runway lighting. And I think I'm not going to do increased construction speed, because the game, if it gets buggy eventually, we're going to go into the console and turn off construction, as it were, which I'll explain in just a second. So I think what we'll do is upkeep cost comes down. That way, I've realized I can actually assign 2 of these things. Anyway, that's totally fine for the time being. What I mean is, if I press F10, I can bring up this console, which a lot of you have been commenting about already, saying, hey, why don't you just turn off this one here, simulate construction, which will instantly build anything that I place. We did do that on the previous series, and I'm keeping that in mind, but right now, whilst the simulation kind of works, I'm not really too interested in turning off the simulation. I'm also going to go ahead and deploy all of our contractors just so we can get these taxiways built as quickly as we possibly can. I'm also thinking that we could maybe try doing something interesting here. There's probably a little bit of room here for like a one-way thing, I reckon. We'll see. Anyway, all the contractors are going a bit crazy there with, you know, moving out towards the taxiways, which is good. That's kind of what you want. Also, wow, what time is it here? It's 1:50 in the morning and people are already queuing up. When are the first flights today? 5 a.m. Well, they all land real close to each other. I feel like these, so I get what they're doing. They're spaced out by like an hour, which is great. But this is not the way I want my flight spaced out. I'm going to bring that up to 2-hour gaps and see what that does. That might be kind of good for us to have a little bit more space between individual stands being used and whatnot. Anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves the taxiway path in here. And let's do the same up here as well, so that we can go ahead and, you know, maybe have something interesting happen here. So, if I'm not mistaken, I can click on this and see, yeah, set one way. What way do I want to do that, though? I think I want to say that this is one way going that way, so in there, and that this is one way going, let's see, that way. Right, so if they're leaving, they use that top part. Okay, that's not, no, that is what they're supposed to do, down that way. Maybe not. Maybe not, maybe that's not what we do. I don't know. I actually don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. This bit here, I feel should be one way going down. So one way going that way, and then one way going that way. I think that might be good. That might help the planes just get around a little bit. I'm not really sure, but I feel like it might do some good for us. It's a little tricky to know for sure. But yeah, these guys kind of come out, they go down that way over there. This guy goes out that way. Planes coming in, kind of come in and down here. So yeah, and then these guys are using, you know, that top section of taxiway. Definitely thinking that we probably want another runway. I'm not gonna lie. I think another runway could be really useful for us here. And we do have the room for it. You know, we do absolutely have the room for a second runway. And it is only 100,000. You know, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's not get caught up here in, you know, should we bother with a second runway? Let's just do it. Let's just see what happens. So you want your runway entrance there, you want one down here, and we're just gonna throw some taxiways onto that is what we're gonna do. So taxiway foundation, ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Bring you down to here, connect it like that, connect you to there. And I guess we see what that does. It might be interesting. It might be interesting. This might not be an amazing idea. I'm curious though. I'm curious to see what happens. We do have all of our workers. They're gonna go grab all the materials and start building all that. I really don't know if a second runway is an amazing idea right now, but we are getting a few instances, like here, we have a lot of flights queued up to leave. We have so many flights queued up to leave. So I think a second runway to let them do that might actually be really important. So we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Throw some taxiway in there. Throw some taxiway there. And in no time at all, we'll get this all working, and we'll just see what happens. That's kind of the goal. That's kind of the plan. Just see what happens, figure it out, and go from there. So, this bit up here is now connected. The whole runway is switched off right now, which is actually totally okay. We'll have our commercial flights use it, and I think what we'll do is say that you can get off of the runway down here, and then you get on the runway up here. So like that. That seems like it would be a good idea. So then down here, you get on the runway there, and you get off the runway there. So let's switch this on and see what happens. Let's see if that runway starts immediately getting used there. Let's also dismiss all of our contractors so they can... Oh, they're landing in the wrong direction though. Can I change the direction that flights land? Operational mode, takeoff mode, common takeoff position. I think I've got this runway facing the right... Interesting. So the flights are landing and then having to turn around. So maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe it's the other way then. So you can get off the runway there. Okay, so what are you doing? Oh dear. What have I done? So you're taking off and then you are taxiing and you're gonna... Okay. So that should be fine, right? That is general... Maybe, you know what? Let's say general aviation does not use this runway over here. Let's not have general aviation using this right runway. But that should help things a little bit. I would imagine that's going to let our flights just move around easier and get in and out of the airport easier. So that's kind of what we want. Having a look into R&D, we are 85% on advanced runway lighting, which is beautiful. Upkeep cost is currently what? It is currently 10% reduced, which is beautiful. That's what you want. So a 10% reduction on upkeep costs if we have a look at economy and all that stuff. Let's have a look. Expenses. So our expenses are actually not that high. Our income is generally higher than the expenses as well. Profit there is about that. We do have other expenses though, apparently, such as construction. But you take construction out of the equation, and I think, you know, we are making a bit of money. So that's kind of the point. Let's also go ahead and repair this runway. Just get it back up to 100% there. Make sure everything's all right. And again, having a look at R&D, 95%. We're really close to being where we want to be with that. So we'll get that done. We'll get our advanced runway lighting in there. And then we really need to get our hands on a much bigger air traffic control tower. So where exactly do I get the ATC tower? It's here. So one of these gives us 25 flights per day. Oh, the project's done. That's good. So does this give me... This doesn't actually give me... Interesting. Structural engineering, what does that give me? Concrete stuff, extended commercial license, 2 days, medium air traffic. Yes, we're going to go for the extended commercial license before medium aircraft. And we're going to need more administrators for that as well. We need 3 more. So staff, applicants, administrators, none of you are particularly amazing, but I'm just going to hire all of you because I'm lazy like that. We'll get you guys on there. We can throw a couple more onto upkeep cost reduction as well, which I will do. I'm also going to have a look at staff and go down the list here. Because while we have a bit of money, let's go ahead and just train, you know, a bunch of our administrators up a little bit to just make them a bit better. Having a look at executives, not really too concerned about training them. Janitors, we probably need more of, thinking about it. We'll train these guys up a little bit, but we're going to need more. Passenger service agents, maybe gonna need more of those as well. We'll see. Ramp agents, we're gonna train all of the sort of basic ones here up a little bit. Security officers are generally fine, and service technicians generally fine. Let's go ahead though and get ourselves another janitor. Let's get ourselves maybe not another service technician. Security officers, sure, we'll get one more. Passenger service, we'll get 1, 2 more. Ramp agents, we'll get 1, 2 more. 3 more, why not? 4 more, why not? And we'll just try and, make sure we have plenty of staff. Obviously, we have a lot just kind of sitting around, but if we're going to be gunning for this, extended commercial license, we are really gonna need more staff. 75, admittedly small, but 75 flights per day is, well, it's nothing to sniff at, so we'll see. Also, this right here, Airline Lounges, that is one of the new things that is in the game with, I mentioned at the start of this series in the first episode, it's like, hey, there's been an update. It's gonna take us a little while to get to everything in that update, but we'll get there eventually. And what I'm thinking I might do with the Airline Lounges is go above security. So you go through security and you can be like, down into the departures area, or you could get like an elevator here that goes up into the lounges. I think that'd be kind of cool, right? Like, and how many, I don't know how many floors I can go up necessarily. I think, so this would be, so this is floor 0, right? So this is considered our ground floor. This is considered the first floor, and I'm saying that because you can see down here in the bottom left, it's got a 1. I know it's a weird argument, to be totally honest, because I know some people consider the ground floor to be the first floor, and I used to do that, and I still sort of do in some places. But anyway, if this is floor 0, that's 1, that's 2. We can go up to 3, so I might put the Airline Lounges right at the top of the airport. I think that would be kind of cool. I do think that would be kind of cool. Anyway, good news is we have a bunch of flights coming in, bunch of people doing their thing, bunch of people waiting to get on buses and get out of here, which is beautiful news. And thus far, no planes backing up anywhere either. This runway over here not getting used that much, which is all right. Not really too worried about that. I will go ahead though and say upgrade. Do I have to upgrade them to asphalt? Is that a thing I have to do? Or does the advanced runway lighting just kind of exist? Let's spend 50,000. Yeah, we have to add approach lights. Okay, so we have to upgrade to actual, okay, we're going to do that. So 50,000 and approach lights. So 120,000 to do all that. But it means that those runways can now safely be used at night. So that's good. That's kind of what you want. And it makes it look a little bit more like a proper airport, despite the fact the planes are still taxiing out onto, well, grass, which is whatever. But it makes it look a little bit more official. But I really like the idea. I really do like the idea of having the Airline Lounges right at the top of the airport. I think that'd be so cool. I really, really do. I'm also really excited to, I'm honestly quite excited to see the 2-hour gap in our flights kind of actually take effect, which it looks like it does. I don't think it does there. A little bit on Thursday, maybe. I think Friday. Yeah, Friday is kind of where the 2-hour gap comes in, which I think will be a bit better. It's going to mean flights are landing from midnight until, and then taking off kind of 12:30. So we kind of have flights in the airport for about 13 hours, which is good. And then obviously, that 2-hour window is going to need to come down a little bit once we get the capacity for 75 flights. Although in saying that, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we don't need to go straight for a full 75 flights. We don't need to be running at capacity. We just need to be running flights all day. So we'll see what happens. Either way, we are making money at the minute. We can have a little bit of a look at our finances. A little bit of money coming in there. Obviously, expenses from construction and supplier purchases and staff training, etc., is very much a thing. But, I mean, safe to say, currently we are making money. So, this is good. We've got 2 runways. We've got general aviation still doing its thing. We could expand the general aviation if we really wanted to, which, truthfully, part of me does. Part of me is looking at it thinking, why not? Oh wow, that was wow, winter really set in suddenly there. Huh. Well then, that's A little bit out of the blue. All right. Fair enough. The point is, though, we are making money. I know I started this episode saying we were going to follow the tutorial. Redeploy contractors? Really? Okay, well, I can do that. I said we'd follow the tutorial. It's telling me to redeploy contractors. So let's go ahead and deploy 10 of them. All right, and that'll keep the tutorial nice and happy is what that will do. So we'll get some contractors in here. There we go. And then we need to get medium aircraft. So yeah, I said we were following the tutorial. We've done two things. We bought some new land and we deployed some contractors. But other than that, we're making money. We are working towards having a bunch more flights coming in. And I think that's good. I think that's the angle to be taking, you know, ensure that we have a bunch of money. You know what this is? I will tell you what this is. This is the battery. That's what this is. This is the battery in Airport CEO. And if you don't know what that means, I'm not going to explain it. If you do know what I mean by that, you are rolling your eyes right now and going, oh my God, I can't believe you've done this. And you know what? You're quite right too as well.